Ah, 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 ah. Good day, good people. Hey, once again, Master Monk reporting live from Righteous Cuts Barbershop. The universe put something else on my heart, my mind. I got a little inspiration like a few moments ago. I seen one of my clients out front of the shop. I ain't seen him in a while. It was good to see him, and he kind of motivated me and inspired me to post this video because he was like, man, I ain't seen you in a while, and a lot of the talks we had, it stuck with me, man, and I applied some of that, man. Now I'm doing this, now I'm doing that, and I was proud to hear the young man, and seemed like he got a pretty promising future as long as he stay focused. But anyway, if he watching this, salute, man, stay focused. But yeah, you did inspire me to put this one out there, man. Cause I realize, the things I say, they touch people, and if you apply it, it really works, man. I like to break things down in the most simplest form, because when you break things down on an elementary level, it's easy to digest and process and apply, and that's what I care about. I care about results, man. I don't care about looking the part. I care about being the part. I care about actually saying things and doing things that work. So, I notice online it's a lot of talking heads that always got these get rich quick schemes, and they just want people to subscribe and they want to act like they teaching you something. And I ain't knocking that hustle, man. Get your money, but a lot of times things are a lot more simpler than what people make them out to be. And sometimes it seems like people that's disingenuous, they overly sophisticate things so that way they can get you to pay them to simplify. But I'm for real, man. Whatever I tell somebody, I just want I want it to work. And I know it worked because I did it. And speaking of I did it, a lot of people always saying, yeah, in order to get rich, you got to have 7 streams of income and da-da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, yo, I study people that's successful. I study people that's rich. And the common denominators that I honed in on was they gave themselves time, energy, and effort and focus on one particular thing. And when they focus on that one particular thing and mastered it, because once you mature and master what it is that you do, you become the man. You start off as a boy in it, then you grow to an adolescent in it, then you mature as time goes, you become the man. You the man now. You matured at what you do, you became a master. And I realized once you become the man at what you do, you become sought off. You become sought after. Now you're in the man. Once you become the man, you'll be in the man. And that comes from honing and focusing on one particular thing. Master one thing. And once you master that one thing and become outstanding, you become the man. And once you become the man, you'll be in the man. And also, once you master one thing, it turns into multiple things. So that's the multiple streams of income right there. You master mechanics, okay? If first you mastered brakes and rotors and then oil changing, then the oil changing turns into engines and the engines turns into transmission, and that's multiple streams. But you had to master one thing and it turns into multiple things. Don't let these people mislead you to be like, oh, yo, you got to have 7 streams and blah, blah. And yeah, cool. Once you master that thing and it turns into multiple things, and yeah, invest your money, figure out something else to park your capital into so it can grow and generate interest. But don't be misled and not getting anything to come into fruition because first you was this and then you started that, and then once that took form, now you started that, and now you eventually don't nothing work. Even in, being a barber, it turns it. Once you master it, it turns into multiple streams. First you start off shape ups, and then that's one stream of incomes. Then it turns into fades. That's another stream. Then it turns to tapers. That's another stream. Then it turns to beards, and it turns to razors, shears, trimmers, designs. That's multiple streams, but it all comes from mastering one thing. Master one thing, please. Become the man at that. If you're a painter, you know, master that. You know what I mean? Master the rolling, and then master the spray, and, you know, master one thing, and it turns into multiple things. And also, don't always look to start something else. Become more efficient at what you do, and watch how it compound interests over years. The more efficient you become, the more faster you get the job done, the more clients you're able to serve, the more money you're able to make. Always look at something in a 1 to 3 year time frame. So, okay, if you're a barber, if it took you 30 minutes to get the job done, figure out how you can get it done in 15 minutes. You might got to buy different tools to help the job get done quicker. You might got to learn how to, you know, skip certain steps on certain clients and certain heads so it can get done faster. And then think about it. If it took you 30 minutes to do, imagine if you start getting it done in 15. Now you're getting 2 for 1. You're getting 2 people in 30 minutes instead of 1. And that 2 people that you're getting, because you got efficient and learn how to do it in 15 minutes instead of 30, think about how much extra money that is in a 1 to 3 year time frame. You know, now instead of you doing, let's just say for instance, 10 clients, now you learn how to do it in 15 minutes, so you got 2 for 1. Now you're getting 20 clients at a day, which is double the money, which is compound interest in a 1 to 3 year time frame. That's a lot extra money. And it's the same way with doing floors. It took you an hour to do these floors, whatever, mopping and cleaning and buffing the floors. Figure out how to do them in 30 minutes or 45 minutes. Figure out which tool makes the job faster. Figure out what shortcut to take to get the same job done in less time. And watch how that compound interest and generates more revenue in a 1 to 3 year time frame. So now instead of you doing an hour for those floors, you getting them done in 30 minutes. You're doing double the work, getting double the money. You know what I mean? Because you became more efficient. And sometimes in order to generate how to become more efficient, you got to be consistent. You got to spend time there. You become more efficient. You learn how to cheat. You learn how to skip steps. You learn how to get the same job done in less time and less effort. But that don't happen if you keep, all right, I'm a plumber today. No, I'm a barber tomorrow. No, I'm a mechanic today. No, I'm a gym instructor. No, focus on one thing. You know, I read this book a while ago, but it stuck with me because it made so much sense. And I might be paraphrasing, and I hope I say it right, and I hope y'all get what I'm going to say. But it was like, look at, you know, the thing you're focusing on, the thing you're doing. Look at it like a magnifying glass and sun. So for instance, think about how powerful the sun and that magnifying glass is when you focus that magnifying glass on the sun, right? So what I'm trying to say is, if you got 3 slices of cheese on the ground and you want to use the magnifying glass, you know, and the sun to melt the cheese, right? But if you got 3 slices of cheese and you put the magnifying glass and aim it at the sun and hone it in on the cheese, but then you be like, all right, this 1 slice, and then you keep going to the second slice, and then you go to the 3rd slice, and you just keep rotating it. Ain't nothing taking form, ain't nothing melting it, because you're not setting it on that 1 piece of cheese. But if you take that same magnifying glass and that same sunlight and focuses it on that 1 piece of cheese and give it a little time, it's going to start to melt. Because that's the power of focus. That's the power of staying true to one thing, becoming a man at one thing. And then the cheese begin to melt. But if you keep taking that magnifying glass, putting it on this piece of cheese, then that piece of cheese, then that piece of cheese, ain't none of the cheese gonna melt. You wasting your time. You keep starting this job, then you start that job. You start this career, then you start that career. No. Pick that one thing. Mature in it, you know, become good at it, love it, marvel in it, Become one with it. Become efficient. And watch how it turns to multiple streams. You know? Think about everybody that's super successful, man. They started from one thing. You know, Jay-Z, he mastered rapping. He wasn't a rapper and then a singer, then a designer. He said, I'm a master rapping. He mastered rapping, and then it turned into multiple streams. It turned into features. It turned into ghostwriting. It turned into, you know, now he generated so much revenue and interest. Now he can invest. He can invest in clothes. He can invest in whatever. Michael Jordan, he mastered basketball. You know, he mastered dribbling. Then the dribbling turned into shooting. The shooting turned into dunking. The dunking turned into passing. The passing turned then it turned into defense. But it started from mastering one thing. When you master one thing, it turned into multiple things. Don't let these people deceive you and say, oh, you got to have 7 streams and this and that and this and that and subscribe to this and log into this so I can show you how to do this. No. Pray. Eat right. Exercise. Fast. Become more energized and energetic, because that makes you more efficient too. Because the more energy and strength you got, the more you're able to get it done quicker too. But I'm gonna speak on that. You know how that makes you more efficient at a later time on a later episode. But the universe put this on my heart, man, because so many people get led astray, but like they think what they doing ain't nothing. But it is. You ain't give it time to grow. You ain't get a time to become efficient. You ain't give it time to become the man. That's why you ain't in demand. It's money in everything once you become the man. It's money in washing cars. You know what I mean? Once you master it. You know, it's money in cleaning business windows. People making big money just going different business, cleaning their windows. It's money in, you know, it's money in Uber. I got clients that make $100,000 a year doing Ubers because they serious about it. They ain't saying, yo, I'm going to Uber today and then tomorrow I'm going to deliver pizza and then the next day I'm a part-time gymnast. No, they say I'm going to be an Uber driver because it's not the title that defines you, that defines you. You know, it's not the occupation that defines you. It's the hustler within the occupation. I got another client. He runs several McDonald's as a manager. He making big money because he focused on being a manager at McDonald's. So don't let people finesse you and think what your job is ain't nothing. Become the man. Think about it. Think about how many broke NBA players it is. But then think about the ones who take it serious. You know, it's a difference. You know what I mean? When you take what you're doing serious and give it time, you be surprised, man. That's what my grandma used to tell me. You be surprised. And that's the truth, Jack. So, you know, it's so many more examples, man, how people just took that one thing and it turned into multiple things. You know what I mean? MMA fighters. You know what I mean? John Bones Jones. He said, yo, I'm going to be an MMA fighter, yo. You got superstar MMA fighters, and then you got dudes that's barely making it. The ones that's barely making it, they not serious. They MMA this on the weekend, and then they delivering pizzas, and then they doing gym. Like, no. What you gonna do? What you gonna be? I used to watch wrestling back in the day, and I don't know where it came from, but Hulk Hogan just crossed my mind. And Hulk Hogan used to say, "What are you gonna do, brother?" That's real shit. What are you going to do, brother? That's the question, man. What you going to do? Pick something. Master it. Become it. Love it. Embrace it. Become the man so you can be in demand, Jack. Don't let nobody tell you that your occupation ain't nothing. You got people that's in the medical field. You got nurses, and then you got nurses on steroids. They for real. They getting all the extra overtime. They getting all the extra perks and holding and saving and investing their money. Then you got the regular nurse, the one that want to do, I'm going to do a few shifts, and they barely making it. So the point that I'm making is when you become serious about what you're doing and give it your all and focus on that one thing, it turns into multiple streams. This shirt I got on. They started off mastering tennis shoes, Nike. I looked at the documentary. You know, they ain't say I'm gonna do tennis shoes and then I'm gonna do artwork and then I'm gonna do cutting hair on the side. They say, no, I'm gonna focus on apparel. I'm gonna focus on these shoes. And once they mastered the shoes, it turned into multiple streams. It turned into hoodies. It turned into, you know what I mean, sweatpants. It turned into other things. But you got to pick that one thing. You know, pick that one thing. Because in every profession, every field, you got people that's ordinary and then you got extraordinary. You know, be extraordinary in your field. The ordinary people, they playing with it. Extraordinary people, they honed in. They taking that magnifying glass and they putting it on that one piece of cheese. They squeezing all the juice out that lemon. They becoming more efficient at it. And everybody else taking 2 hours to get the job done. They figured out how to get that same job done in 20 minutes. And now they did 10 jobs in 2 hours. And that's extra money in a year to 3 year time frame. You know how much extra money that is just by becoming a master at what you did, becoming more efficient. So, you know, be efficient. Master your craft. You know, eat right, exercise so you can have energy to do it. Because the ones who are in the most shape score the most points, serve the most clients, effortlessly, efficiently. You know, because everything we do is a sport. Except for some sports got a ball. Some sports got, you know, a buffing machine, you know, buffering the floors. Some sport got a football. Some sport got barber clippers. You know what I mean? In my sport, you know what I mean? I use stuff like this. I use this in my sport. You know what I mean? I use this in my sport. You know what I mean? But guess what? I put up the most numbers because I'm in the best shape. You know what I mean? Treat what you do like a sport. You're going to be able to serve the most clients because you're in shape. When they just getting there at 11, you started at 7 because you was energized. You was well rested because you wasn't drugging, because you was serious about what you was doing. You wasn't eating trash, so you got the energy to keep going. Whoever in the best shape going to put up the most points, going to be the most efficient. They the ones who going to be extraordinary. Everybody else going to be ordinary. So how bad you want it? Everything we doing is a sport. It ain't just basketball, that's a sport. Baseball ain't the only sport. Plumbing a sport. The one who in the best shape going to put up the most numbers. Going to serve the most clients, going to go to the most houses. Being an Uber driver, a sport. If you in shape, you eating right, you exercising, you're going to put up more numbers. You're going to be able to see more clients. You ain't doing nothing to diminish your energy. You're doing stuff to increase it. And when you increase your energy, you know what I mean, which is your current, that's when you begin to learn how to increase your currency, which is your money. So when you increase your current, which is your energy, you increase your money. That's why I always talk about eating right, exercising, because that's money. Think about the compound interest. In a year to 3 year time frame, if you're in better shape than your competition, you ain't using drugs and alcohol, but your competition is, you're going to automatically outshine them. So everything we do that benefits us, you know, health-wise, energy-wise, strength-wise, endurance-wise, it also benefits us economic-wise. Everything we do that's a plus to us is going to be a plus to our finances. All pluses, no minuses, man. That's excellent. When you excellent, that's when you excel. That's why the prefix of the word excellent is excel. You're not excelling because you're not excellent. Because you're doing pluses and then some minuses, so you average. Or you even doing all minuses and no pluses, so you're getting a 0 on your report card. But imagine if you're doing all pluses and no minuses. You excellent. You got 100. You own 100. You're going to excel because you excellent. It's basic math like I told you on my first video. It's basic math. I want you to win, Jack. I ain't bullshit, man. Excuse my language. I want you to win. And steel sharpens steel, you know? So I ain't just talking to y'all, I'm talking to me too. This is how I keep myself focused. If I'm still, which is my conscious, then my subconscious is still. So how I still sharpening steel don't just mean being around other sharp people. Sharpening your steel is sometimes is you talking to yourself. So if you already sharp and you talking to yourself, your conscious talking to your subconscious, you sharpening your own steel. So the sharper you become, the more disciplined you become, the more sharper you become, the more positive affirmations and mantras you yell and chant to yourself. That's steel. And you sharpening your steel by talking to yourself. Ain't nothing wrong with talking to yourself. Who else gonna do it for you? Only thing wrong is talking bad to yourself. Don't do that. All winners talk to themselves. What Mayweather used to say, TBE, the best ever. What Muhammad Ali used to say? I float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. They big up in themselves. You supposed to do that. Love.
Yo.